Hardwired Humans. It's a great book by a guy called Andrew O'Keefe. Now, Andrew is a speaker, author, and has worked in the area of organizational transformation for a really, really long time. This book is great because it looks at things in a slightly different way, which I just love that. I love to be challenged in the way that I look at the workplace, in the way that I look at leadership, in the way that I look at myself, in the way that I look at success. I love to be challenged and have a look at things in a little bit of a different way. And this book really does that. Andrew talks about the workplace as in, it actually says on the back here, offices are not our natural habitat. And that's so true. They're not our natural habitat. But interestingly, we've kind of set them up to represent our natural habitat. This book is really cool because it explores the way that we utilize or don't utilize our human instincts and where that can actually benefit us and where it can hold us back. So Andrew's actually an Australian author as well, which I just love the fact that he's come up with something amazing, and he's an Australian, which is very, very cool. And I was really fortunate about a year ago to have a conversation with Andrew about his book, which was really cool. My dog's just come to join us in the corner here. He likes to listen to the book blogs too. So, I got an opportunity to talk with Andrew about it and, his journey through organizational transformation and seeing the similarities, seeing the things that were working and didn't work across different organizations. And he decided that he'd write this book. He's also written another book called The Boss. And you know how I love people who write books in fables like Robin Sharma or Patrick Lencioni, or, there's a myriad of others as well. I'm one in myself that likes to write fables as far as workplaces are concerned, of leadership and success and all the other stuff. He writes a book called The Boss as well, which you can probably see over my shoulder there. That's a really great book as well, and it's written in the form of a fable. This one, however, is my favorite of his, and I've dog-eared it and it's sticky noted, and I've underlined and everything in here because and highlighted because I really love it, and I love the messages that it provides, and it really does make you look at the workplace in a different way, particularly if you're a leader of people. You should get a copy of this book and have a bit of a look through, because it might bring some light to things that you're dealing with at the moment and not really realizing why you're dealing with them. Now, Andrew explains the natural environment of the workplace and likens it to the human instinct of needing to have certain things around us, right? So there's a number of human instincts. One that stands out for me a lot in this book, and it just kind of hit me between the eyes. I saw him speak at a conference a few years ago as well, and this is what the talk was about. It really did just smack me in the face. I had to get his book. Was that we set up organizations incorrectly for our natural way of connecting with other people. He talks very much about having a tribe of people around you and the numbers associated with that. So we have a tribe, we have a family group, we have a community as well. So when you're looking at the village, let's say, of the person, of where they're living, the village is quite a large construct, and you don't necessarily know or associate with everybody within that village. So that's the organization. You then have your own tribe, which you do associate with, and it's about saying, I associate with them not just because they're within my tribe, but we share values, we share ideas, we share the ability to get the work done, we share all of this different stuff, and they're part of my tribe. We have like values. And then he goes down to the family group. So the family group is a group of people, maybe up to about 8, that we have a really close contact with and that we respond to the best and we have a deep connection with. And he likens that to a team at work. So when you start looking at that, when you start analyzing teams and workplaces and the best possible outcomes you can get with teams, you actually do see it, that when teams are smaller, so when they're sort of, between that sort of 4 to 8 number, they actually are really highly functioning and they work really well together. Once you start getting additional people in there, they start to get less and less functioning, less and less highly productive and effective, and they function differently. What tends to happen is you start getting a bigger team and they start factioning off into smaller groups. You probably have seen this in your own team if you've grown a team. I know I have. I've gone from a team of about 4 or 5 people, and they were extremely well functioning and they got along well together. And as soon as I started adding more and more people to that, they started breaking off into these little groups. And sometimes that's functional and it's necessary, but other times you look at it and you go, that's actually just really human instinct. He also talks about turf wars and the silo effect, etc., that can be created through organizations. He talks about the need to feel connected, the need to feel appreciated and valued for the contribution that you make in the workplace as a basic instinct. So this book is really awesome for looking at it in a slightly different way and really realizing that the struggles that we have in workplaces are not just constructs of a structure that we've created or a culture or whatever other blame we want to put onto it. That it actually might be just our basic human instincts kicking in and saying that we're not actually having them met right now. Our needs are not being met as a creature called human. There's a foreword in here by Jane Goodall, and you know Jane Goodall because she is the chimpanzee lady, and I say that with all love and respect. She's been working with chimpanzees for I think it's like 35 or 40 years now, something ridiculous like that. She knows their habitat and their habits and everything backwards and forwards, and she actually loves Andrew's work in this area as well, and they've worked together. He takes people into zoos and shows the differences and the similarities between the way primates work and the way that we do. So challenge yourself and have a read of this book. It's not to everybody's taste because obviously some people have specific views on whether we are primates or whether we're not primates. I think it's always a great opportunity to challenge any view that you've currently got and make sure that you're picking up some new knowledge to add to your collection, to your kit bag. This is a great book to have in your arsenal. If you are a new leader, get it. It might explain some of the carry-on that's happening in your workplace that you're not able to deal with. So thanks to Andrew O'Keefe, who is an amazing person, very inspiring. Pick up this book. It's available on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I think I got this off his website. So just Google search Andrew O'Keefe and, author, human, Hardwired Humans, and you'll find him. So keep reading and stay inspiring.